live from Harrison Park Fall Ball Championship. We got Drip versus Wing Chun Ghost. So leading off, Jason Camarillo. We'll get to some rules later. Some of you might have watched the Vegas stuff over the weekend, and they were using gloves in that tournament, but this is more the Chicago style, 16-inch no gloves, and Jason hits it on the ground, shortstop, long throw, little bobble, safe, and now gets away, and Jason's going to hustle into second. Sorry, folks, I was in the middle of adjusting the camera, and they snuck that first pitch in on me. So we are leadoff man on, Jason Camarillo. Nobody out here, top of the first, just underway. Brings up Jeremy Fowler. Again, this is a championship game. High, long fly ball toward the gap. Running it over and making the catch. Jason will tag easily into third. Runner on third now with less than two. So long run out there. I believe that. Can't really see the outfield, getting a little old. But again, this is a little different than what you've seen over the weekend in Vegas because we got no gloves. Here's Ryan, the left fielder. Takes that pitch. Got two umpires here for the ball game today. And there's a line drive toward the alley. That's going to be a base hit. One run is going to score. Ryan hustling into second, makes it. Great one-hop throw there by the outfield. Had the short center handled it, Ryan would have been out. And again, kids, you got to be careful. Ryan took a very, very wide turn when he hit first base. Ended up running probably an extra 7 to 8 steps. You want to cut that inside corner. And that's going to bring up Brett.
Ryan, you ready to double tag, okay?
And Brett had a real good semifinal game. And there's a flip toward right. He's got a lot of room. He'll make the catch. Ryan will cruise into third, and he'll stop there. So just underway, top of the first here, live from Harrison Park. SSA broadcast. So again, this is a little different. So if you found our page for the Las Vegas Big Ball Getaway, you saw the game being played with gloves. Thank you, Travis. And this is the truer, more pure form of 16-inch softball that we play out here. And that's going to bring up Rocco. And Rocco swings a little ground ball, little bobble, but stays right with it and makes the play. So Cap, we've seen him play a lot of outfield, playing short center today. Kind of took that hop right up into his chest and made the play. So we'll give you some rules for those of you maybe checking us out here for the first time. This is Chicago 16-inch style softball. You'll see it correctly, no gloves. It is not a mush ball. This is a 16-inch clincher. It's pretty solid, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can injure a finger or two. 60-foot bases, lead off, cannot steal. 38 feet from the rubber to the point of home plate. 6'12" on the arc. Pitcher gets a drag step, one step left, right, or back off of the rubber. You wouldn't have seen that in Vegas because with the gloves, there's no drag step. Two fakes or hesitation. Third arm action has to be to deliver the ball home. Throw or a fake to a base is considered one of those fakes or hesitations. Leading off, it's going to be Vel. And he swings and tomahawks it, but right at the right fielder, Ryan hit him in the chest and bounced away. So that's a break right off the back here for Wing Chun Ghost. I'm just going to call him Ghost the rest of the way. There's my guy Kelly Patton doing the coaching at first. Brings up Cap. KJ on deck. And Cap comes through with a base hit. Vell will get to third, and they airmail the throw to nobody in particular, and it goes in the dugout. Vell will score, and they'll put Cap on third. So out of the gate here, Drip a little sloppy with the ball. Okay, Nicholas, we're not talking politics on our stream. If you do it again, you'll end up getting blocked. We are a non-political organization. Malia, very pleasant day. It's about 72 or 73 degrees out here, not much breeze. Of course, later on in November, we'll be back out here for the Turkey Bowl. And I'm already buying extra layers for that. What breeze we do have feels like it might be pushing out a little bit toward right field. And there's a hard slap up the middle. Second run's going to score. KJ comes through. And Wing Chung right out of the gate. Well, Michael, I probably will hide that comment. Nicholas might not be up to speed on our rules, so I'll give him a second chance. But I'll hide it. Can't do it now while I'm live, but I will get to it. And that's going to bring up Wes Vapes, Wes Shannon, trying to get a different name. And there's a high, long fly ball into right center. Short porch. Clears the second fence. Two-run bomb for Wes Shannon. And I didn't get to it earlier, but I will. Very short porch here in right field, and they got that little concrete wall. You can see a couple of fans are sitting on that concrete wall. If you pull the ball, they got a very light pink marking that is maybe 40, 50 feet off the line. If you pull the ball and it doesn't clear that fence, I think you're out. Then from that line, there's a second line farther in right center, and I believe that is a double, and then past that other line, it's a home run. So 4-1 here. First four hitters have all reached and scored. Brings up Trey Johnson. So we got a lot of major players on the field tonight, and this is one of the better, and Trey slaps that foul into the bleachers down there. This is one of the better fall ball leagues in terms of competition, as we got a lot of major players that come out here. So we got some Faro guys, some high Y guys. I'm sure there's a BTA guy or two on this club as well. 10 deep. So this ghost team stacked up. And Trey tried to go deep. That's going to stay in the park, and the right fielder makes the catch. Oh, I don't know what happened there. The outfielder caught it, and he flipped it to the center fielder, and they didn't give him credit for the catch. He's shaking his hand. I think when he caught it, he flipped it to the center fielder. He didn't catch it? Well, you can go back and you can go back and look at the tape. Looked to me like he caught it and was flipping it to the center fielder, but so it'll go as a triple for Trey. Brings up Travis Smith. Still nobody out here. And I believe another run scored as No, that's not right. This is only the 6th hitter of the inning, and there's a runner at third. So Drip off to a little bit of a shaky start. Started when they threw the one ball into nobody in particular, and it has not gotten much better for him. And there's a walk. So 6 hitters, and they've all reached. And that's going to bring up Mike. So Mike Long in the box now. And he ropes one. As he walks the dog hard down the line. Another run scores. Travis Smith gets to third. And now they're jockeying around here, and he's going to put that runner back on third. Mike Long absolutely hit a rocket straight as an arrow down that right field line. So they're going to put the runners back 5-1. Runners on the corner here. Well, I got to take that run off here. They sent Travis back to third, so he did not score on that play. So it's still 4-1. And that brings up Little Dave. So we got a little confusion here. No, that's not right. Trey did score, so I should have stayed with my first instinct. Looking at my sheet here. So 5-1 is accurate. And there's a ground ball up the middle over to second for one. Relay not in time. Another run scores. Six to 1, Ghost. And that brings Mark up. And there's a line drive caught by the third baseman for the second out. No, it should be 6. I think it's 6 now because Travis scored on the fielder's choice, so 2 outs. And there's a line drive to the third baseman. So Little Woo hits a bullet. And we're going to head to the top of the second. So they hit 10. 3 outs, 1 guy left on base, 6. 6-1 as we head to the top of the second. Still recovering from Vegas. Just going to remind all you managers out there who participate in the summer series, you got to get me your nomination forms back so we can do the master ballot and have you all vote on the two teams, the all summer series teams and then the all defensive teams. And there's a swing, and he flips it into right, handled out there by Mark for out number 1. So Eddie flies out to start this top of the second, brings up Mikey Subzinski, and then the third baseman, Greg. So if you didn't get a chance, circle back, watch that championship game from Vegas. It was pretty good. 3-2 ball game between Psycho Sluggers and the Good Draw team. Some good defense in that ball game. And Subzinski rakes it into the alley. It's going to be at least two. It bounces off the wall. Subzinski's going to stop at second. KJ got into our camera view there. So one out double. Mikey Subzinski. He was on the All-Geo team next year. Last year. So here's Greg with Joel on deck. 6-1 here, top of the second. Little chopper to third. Long throw.
Let's go!
I was ducking there. I didn't know if the KJ was going to save me. Runners on the corner. High throw pulled KJ off the bag. So Joel up now. Runners on the corner, one out here. Trailing by 5, trying to get back in the ball game, and he strokes it into right, and Mark makes the catch. And they throw it in, but another run does score. So it looked like at first he might have had a little trouble with that ball, but he hung in there and he made the catch. And that brings up Cobb with Hector on deck. Little Dave trying to bring in the right fielder, telling him if he goes over your head, it's probably a home run. So home plate jumping around a little bit. Of course, there's a little roller to third. Mike Long. They do get him out. Mike Long never got set. He was trying to throw it while he was moving. Spiked the throw. Good job by KJ to eventually secure it. And they get the third out. So one run scores, 6-2, as we're going to head into the bottom of the second inning here. It'll be Sherm, and then the top of the lineup with Vel and Cap.
I didn't expect that. Didn't happen. That's anticipation anyway. What are you talking about?
So here's.
I come back and call him out, he's still out. No matter how he was there.
So here's Little Sherm. And right now, if you are Drip, line drive, third line drive in a row at the third baseman. And he's looking over at the Ghost bench saying, you know, it's closed over here. And apparently they didn't get the memo because 3 scorchers and 3 nice catches. So top of the lineup with Val, led off with a hit to get that big first inning rolling. And that pitch is a little deep. And they usually play 1-1 out here in the fall. And there's a high, long fly ball. That's trouble as he airmails it into right center. That was a bomb. You can forget about it. 1 out, solo homer for Vel. And that ball was crushed, hit the carpet. Outfielders got to it while it was still rolling, but then they dropped it. And now we are getting a little more wind. Wind's kind of shifted. It's blowing out towards center. Top of the trees have started to move. And there's a line drive off of Hector. Subzinski can't make the play. Infield base hit for Cap, who runs like a deer. Off of the deflection, not going to have much chance. It brings up KJ. Now the wind's starting to push out pretty good after being very calm at the start of the game. And KJ goes big to the gap. And no one's going to get that ball. This is going to be a two-run homer. Is KJ just going to slow down and Cadillac it in? 9-2. So Ghost has done a good job here of recognizing the fact that that ball is going to take off in the alley, and they've capitalized here. Back-to-back homers leading to 3 runs. And here comes Wes. Wes has got some pop the other way as well. But he jacked it into right field out of here last time. And they're roughing Hector up. The strange thing is, had a conversation, somebody before the game, and we were talking about how Hector does a nice job and is an underrated pitcher, but he's getting roughed up here. And I think Hector's big problem is he's flattening out to some of these big, strong hitters, and they're teeing it up. So here's Wes, already has a dinger in the game, and he goes the other way, and he hits a fair ball right down the left field line. And that's going to be Wes, well, it might have went out of play, or he would have had his second home run of the ball game as he walks the dog down the left field line.
You let them call that for you, huh?
And Mike Lewis is going to confer with Manny Sanchez to see if the ball goes out of play. Is it a ground rule double or a ground rule triple? Of course, Manny runs the league. There is some foul territory, not a lot. A lot of times, West kind of inside-outed that ball. And here's Trey. Trey hits a little roller to short, and now they throw it away. That'll lead to the 10th run. But that's another run. So Trey is smiling. He thought he beat it. You guys can look back on the so now they're talking back and forth here. Here's Travis Smith. Travis skies one. Ryan is there for the third out, but they push out some more in the second. Through 2, Ghost has been relentless as they put up 10 already. And we'll head to the top of the third. And I think if you're Drip here, you need to get rolling and rolling fast. Because Ghost is free swinging. Landrew, I thought I saw you said you were out at the Vegas tournament with the Oregon team. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves out there. And leading off, it's going to be Hector, followed by the top of the lineup, Jason and Jeremy. Well, the bottom line is when you're playing a team loaded up like Ghost is, and they got good hitters really up and down the entire lineup, Hector a little flare to center, and Vel puts that away for the first out of the inning. You got to know going into the ball game that you have to hit with them. So you just got to sit back and say, hey, we're going to need 15 or 17. And with this turf, we've seen high-scoring games out here quite often. And Jason, a line drive off of Mike Long. And I was getting a little nervous. It looked like he was going to do a crazy 360 throw. I know KJ didn't want to see that.
Got to go to. Hit the ball to this guy. Hit the ball to him.
So Jason went right at the third baseman, a little lighthearted trash talking, saying we found him. Here's Jeremy Fowler. Again, with this turf, you hit it into the alley, and the outfielders don't have much of a chance. You can't really play deep and right on this diamond, but they are extremely deep in left and center. And Jeremy tries to go to the gap, but it looked like he might again. He dropped the ball out there. Camarillo's going to get to third. Good running there by Jeremy. He saw the ball was going toward third instead of second, and he just jogged in there. So here's Ryan. Got a double to drive in the first run of the ball game today. And he spanks one at Mike Long. Mike picks it up, throw to the plate, and they get the unconventional double play. And that was an interesting call there. Runner may have gotten under the tag. Mike Lewis rings him up. And we're going to head to the bottom of the third. So they score one. Unconventional double play ends the inning. And again, I think part of the problem there is you're down by You're down by 8 runs. You really don't want to give up a scoring opportunity. So they get the out at first and the out at home. I do not believe a run scored there. It's going to bring up Mike Long, Little Dave, and Mark. We're only in the bottom of the third here, action-packed ball game. And Mike way up in front of the box, last time up, smoked a line drive down the right field line. And now he chops it off of Hector, and he's going to be safe. So he beat that ball into the ground. Hector couldn't handle it, came up hot off the turf. Mike's not even back at first base, and Hector was already delivering the pitch. And Little Dave smokes one to third. He does get the out at first. Wicked short hop line drive. And he recovered and got Little Dave at first. Brings up Mark. And again, if you're Drip, you need to find a way to get a goose egg, get out of this inning and hold the score where it's at and hopefully get your bats going. And there's a high fly ball. Right fielder goes back, makes the catch. Easy tag for Long going into third. 2 outs now, runner on third. Brings up Little Woo. And there's a little ground ball up the middle. It sneaks through. Another run does score. So they keep the streak of scoring in every run alive, at least a run every inning alive. And I believe it's 11-2. And that brings up Sherm. And again, I think problem Hector's having is he's not getting enough high pitch strikes. And there's a little inside out fly ball. Right fielder, plenty of room, puts it away. So we're going to head to the top of the fourth. It's been all ghost. So it's going to be Brett, Rocco, and Eddie coming up here. So this is really, we're approaching the halfway mark. So we're kind of at that crossroad where a team either starts, firing back, or they just kind of make the left turn. And there's a high pop-up by Brett. Mark calls it. We've seen Mark a little bit during the summer. Very fast. Somebody told me he was dropping balls early in the year. Somebody told me he went and got glasses, and he's been an animal since. So here's Rocco. And Rocco, a little roller up the middle, and it gets through Trey Johnson. And that'll happen on turf, kids. You got to understand a lot of times on turf that second hop will flatten out because of the topspin. It looked like Trey was expecting a little hop, and he was almost in his throwing motion, and the ball didn't quite come up that high. So a little courtesy run. Here's Eddie. So going to courtesy run here for Rocco. And there's a little chopper to Trey. He'll throw across in time. Runner heads over to second, but again, Tripp needs to start stringing hits together. So here's Mikey Subzinski. And Mikey is very versatile as a player. Can play on the infield, can play in the outfield. And there he spanks it, but that's going to be fouled on the left field line. And he's a very underrated hitter, I think. He's one of those guys, if you're a manager, you love him because of where you can put him anywhere on the field. And there are a lot of guys playing tonight that are in that same vein. And Mikey goes hard, but it's going to be right at the left fielder, and he puts it away. So halfway through, 11-2. It's all ghost. Kelly.
11-2.
Okay, I'm going to take a break, folks. Grab a quick swig of water. I'll be right back. And we're back live from Harrison Park. So top of the lineup here, Vel, Cap, and KJ. I never have to worry when KJ's over here. That got a chuckle out of Kelly Patton. Kelly's managed KJ for a few years. He knows what I'm talking about. And the answer is no, I don't get hazard pay. So here's Val. Val's a good-looking young player for sure. And there he tried to overhand cut that line, but it drifts foul. And again, he launched one his last time up, and so the outfield's really moved back. So he was trying to take advantage of that and dump in front. And if you're good at cutting and you back an outfield up like that, it's almost like stealing. And there's a pitch, he beats it into the ground. Jason Camarillo, a little bit of a low slot on his elbow there, pushed that throw a little bit. Jeremy, a tall kid, long-armed, was able to catch it and stay on the bag, so they retire Bell for the first time tonight. Brings Cap up. And Cap stays hot. He dumps another hit, this time into right field. For the most part, Ghost has been free swinging this whole ball game. Trip doesn't have quite the pop in their lineup up and down like this Ghost team does. And here comes KJ. I like it. He yelled no as the ball was coming up there. I'd like to see that. You don't want to hang your base runner out to dry by taking a step up, because we all walk up and 16-inch on the pitch a little bit. And sometimes that base runner will anticipate that and he'll end up getting caught off. KJ strokes and knocked down by Subzinski. They'll get the fielder's choice. Ball was hit hard. Okay, that was a pinch hitter there for KJ. What's his name? Ben? Okay, KJ had to take off and go to work, so Ben slides into his slot, hit it hard. Here's Wes. So let me mark my sheet here. There were no subs on the lineup card. And here's Wes. And Wes, a little slow roller. Subzinski came flying in, and then they had a chance. Ben took a big lead there, big turn, but Mikey just couldn't get a handle on it. And Wes reaches. So 2 outs here. Here's Trey Johnson. And again, they have not gotten a goose egg all night. Trying to get one here in the bottom of the 4th. And Trey rifles it up the middle. Ben is going to score. Wes Shannon going to third, and they call him out. Now, West's a great player there, but he made a base running mistake, and not that he went, but as he was hitting second base, he was looking over his shoulder, and it kind of disrupted his direct path going to third a little bit. He actually, by the time he got to the bag, he was on the home plate side a step or two and was trying to reach back and got tagged. So I don't know if he maybe jammed the hip. So hopefully Wes is okay. Trying to see if he's come out onto the field. He was playing first base last half inning. So we're heading to the top of the fifth here. So I don't know if Ghost realizes they don't have a first baseman over here. Ben is behind the plate. Yeah, Wes is walking a little gingerly right toward us, right in the center of the camera there. And Wes is a tough kid. He got banged into in the All-Star game by a Rismondo guy. Nothing dirty about it. But he's kind of hobbling here. And there's a swing. Third baseman didn't hit it good, but it drops in. Base hit. So the third baseman leads off the ball game or the inning with a base hit. So Greg leads off with a hit. And Mikey will come in to run, and that brings up Joel. So we'll see if the little bloop maybe gets Drip going here a little bit. And there's a hard ground ball. Trey Johnson was sliding to catch the ball. Tried to get the fielder's choice. And on the throw to the plate from the outfield, Joel took second. So second and third, nobody out here. Again, if you're Cobb, you're down a lot. You're not looking to advance here. You're looking to get a base hit. And some ball came in. Somebody playing catch with their kid over there. I take it back. Two kids playing catch. So big hitter here. Top of the fifth. And there's a bullet. Fair down the line. That's going to score a pair. So Cobb comes through. Makes it 12-4. Mikey Subzinski getting a little leg work in, so that's going to bring up Hector. Nobody out here, and top looming. And Hector flips it down the line, just foul. That would have been big because that ball spun out of play. It would have been second and third for the top of the lineup. Just missed it too. And he got way down on the ground. Tough to keep that ball fair with the angle of the bat. And Hector guides it into left field. Subzinski, big turn. Now they throw behind, but Subzinski gets back, so first four hitters have reached. Two have scored, and now Drip is set up with the top of their lineup. We always talk about how your bottom's got to pitch in this inning they have. Camarillo now. Nobody out here. If he plugs a gap, he can cut this lead to 12-6. I'm not sure. I think they're trying to get some of the fans off the field. Wes is saying that Jason can't hit it that far, but if you hit something on the ground, it's going to roll there. Jason looks like he might be thinking about punching this ball into right field with that setup. And he rolls it, little bobble, but they'll get the out at first. Does move the runners up 60 feet. Now it's second and third for Jeremy Fowler. And right now, if you're Drip, you can't settle for maybe getting one more. You got to be greedy here. You already got two. And Fowler looked like he was trying to take something off his swing. Hit a way foul into that big tree you see there. Again, there is a lot of space in between the left fielder and the infielders. And even Marcus playing very deep for right field here. If Jeremy hits anything over his head, it's going to carry over that embankment. So Drip showing some signs of life here. And Jeremy, a little chopper up the middle. Trey Johnson, in time, another run scores. They'll make it 12-5. Still got a lot of work to do. Big run over there at third base for the left fielder, Ryan, with Brett on deck. And I'm sure they'd like to get Brett up there. Brett's got a lot of power to all fields. He could certainly airmail one out of here. And he smokes it past Trey Johnson. 12-6. Big hit there for the youngster. And now, if you're Ghost, you got a little bit of a problem. This is one of the true power guys that Drip has in the box, Brett Winger. This is the top of the fifth, I believe. And you know, Brett is thinking he'd like to get into one here. And they are very deep. If he hits a single to the outfield, it should be an easy double. And he does try to drive it, and he hits that gap. And that ball's going to bounce over the embankment. Stand-up double. They'll put Ryan back to third. Didn't hit it hard enough to get it out of here, but he did drive it, and they were shading him a little bit toward left, so they had no chance to get there. And we have seen Rocco leave this park before as well. 3-run homer here would really tighten the... And you see little Dave has jumped to third, trying to make it a little harder on Rocco to turn and burn on it. Now he's just standing on the rubber. And Tripp not too happy with that strike call. That pitch is short. Full count. And I don't think Little Dave will be broken up if he ends up walking him. But there's a base hit. 2 runs are going to score. Rocco delivers. And now it's a 12-8 ball game. And we'll see if we can't check the score. Make sure we're giving you the right info. Now the courtesy run. 2 outs. Travis Smith going to slow the game down. His drip was kind of little flat and dead in the water, and all of a sudden they've erupted here to get back into this contest. We'll see. Jason, what's the score? What's the score? Is it 12-8? Okay. So the score is right. Rocco, big 2-out hit there with 2 strikes. Brings up Eddie, and they confirm we are in the top of the 5th. So Jeremy's going to be running, and Jeremy has never met a stop sign he didn't want to run through. So he'll be off on the swing. Anything hit toward Nally, he's going to score unless Ghost is on point with the relays. So that pitch is inside. And that was a good piece of hitting there by Rocco with 2 strikes. And there's a ground ball up the middle, and Jeremy going to third. And now they got him in a rundown. He is safe underneath the tag, Mike Lewis says. 12-9. So little ground ball. We told you, Jeremy very aggressive. He took the big hard turn. He kind of was looking at Trey Johnson. Trey threw a strike. Head first slide. Mike Lewis said he's underneath, and here's Subzinski. And this game has taken a dramatic turn here. This drip has gotten back into the ball game. And we are only in the top of the 5th. And here's Subzinski. Little flare. Everybody chasing it, and Mark makes the basket catch. But in the inning, they throw up a big crooked number, and we head to the bottom of the 5th, kind of a brand new ball game at 12-9.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of stuff going on. I hope nobody left the game when they thought it was a blowout.
I'm glad somebody sees.
And that's why we talk all the time about the fact that, you know, runs, especially on an all-turf field, can disappear in a hurry. But the body language now and the attitude on this drip team is they're much more energized right now. Leading off, it's going to be Travis Smith, then Mike and Little Dave. Bottom of the 5th. So that inning was really started on the bottom 3rd of the drip lineup. So good job for those guys at the bottom of the lineup chipping in. And Travis takes the dreaded leadoff walk. And that'll drive you nuts as a manager. You just got back in the game in a team that's free swinging. You walk the leadoff guy. So here's Mike Long. He's been hitting missiles all day. And again, Mike, not quite as high up as he was his last time in the box, but still off the plate, front foot even, and now he just bounces at Camarillo, and they call Mike Long out at first. You can rewind the tape. I thought Mike might have just beat it. So leadoff single evaporates, and it brings up Little Dave Bradford. And Drip trying to get a goose egg. And Little Dave hits it to Subzinski, and they go after the double play, 3 up, 3 down. So we're going to head to the 6th. Big Mo has changed sides right now.
What you mean? You back there? How the fuck you gonna know? How you know? How you know? How you know if you back there? We gonna look at the camera when this shit over with.
So Drip now got a little more pep in the step, as they say. Yeah. Thanks, Jason. So Jason walked by, just telling me the score. So leading off is going to be the third baseman, Greg. Then it'll be Joel, and then it'll be Cobb. So here we go. If you're Drip now, you've got a golden opportunity back in the ball game. Greg's had a pretty good day at third base. Craig from Iowa rooting for his namesake. And there's a swinging a little chopper. Mike Long make the play. Leadoff man down. Here comes Joel with Cobb on deck. So last half the inning when Drip was hitting, these guys were getting themselves on base. Even though there's one out here, you'd like to see Joel, Cobb, and Hector. So the umpire dove out of the way, and Gio was running out of the way, and Wes makes the catch. I hesitated for a second there. I didn't know if it was going to carry beyond me, but it did. 2 up, 2 down for Cobb. And Cobb's a big hitter here because you'd like to get Hector up this inning, and they will. Not that Hector's an easy out, but now they're guaranteed getting the top of the lineup up in the 7th. So nice job there by Cobb. They were playing him deep. And if Hector reaches, they'll actually have the tying run in the box. And Hector, a little chopper to Mike Long. Long throw in time. So they just get Hector. Slight bobble there by Wes, but he held on. So we head to the bottom of the 6th. Well, Jerry Brown, Wes has informed me that he's no longer Wes Shannon. He wants to be called Wes Vapes. But we don't encourage that too much, so. Amalia, rule number 1. Guys don't touch guys' hair. So it's going to be Mark Wu and Sherm, bottom third of the lineup. And there's a high fly ball. Brett handles it in center for out number 1. And there's Cece who runs the Pharaohs, giving you some dance moves. Pretty good. I don't know if he's as good as Jasper Golden, but so 1 out here. Here's Wu. And there's a ground ball up the middle. Subzinski knocks it down. That will at least temporarily keep Wu at first for the time being. And there's a little, looks like the batter called time there. And there's a walk. So Hector walked the guy in the 5th. He got lucky with the double play. And now with 1 out here. I'm sorry, that was Sherm in the box. That's right. So here's Val. One out here. Ghost trying to reestablish control. A little flare, that's trouble. And it drops. And again, that's a product of the bomb Val hit his second at bat. They're playing him so deep. Didn't quite hit that right, but it dropped in. And they have not gotten Cap out all night, so this is big trouble here now for Drip. And that's why you hate to see walks, because it helped him cycle to the top of this batting order a little quicker. So only 1 out here. Big trouble brewing for Drip. Cap takes that pitch a little deep. And Cap rifles one past Subzinski. 1 runs in. Ball gets away. 2 runs are in. That's going to be a 3-run hit there.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome back to the Pharaohs next year.
So 15-9.
Welcome back, Cap.
My guy Cece doing a little recruiting mid-inning.
That's my son. Hey, Ben, let's go. Press the ball, man. Get up out of here.
And here comes Ben. And Ben drives a hit. And the right fielder tried to keep that ball in play. Probably would have been, well, it wouldn't have mattered. The runner was on second. He's going to score anyway, 16-9. So 4-run outburst here in the bottom of the 6th. Brings up Wes. So Ghost had a couple of dead innings offensively. Game got to 3 runs, and they're just going to walk Wes here. He brings up Trey Johnson. Jason trying to get into Trey's head, saying he don't hit. Of course, if he So if he lays it hard right at somebody, and Trey Johnson just launches a 3-run homer over the fence, and Jason was all over him. They walked Wes Shannon to get to Trey Johnson. Jason was trying to get in his head, 19-9. I don't know if they have a mercy rule here or not. He was giving Trey the business, saying this guy don't hit. That's why we walked Wes, and he promptly on the second pitch he saw, airmailed one. Now we got to wait. As you can see, they just got the ball in. And Ghost has taken command of the ball game again here in the bottom of the 6th. And it brings up Travis Smith. So again, Drip just started very slow in this ball game. Fell into a big hole. Well, you know, Greg, sometimes and Trey Johnson's a really good player, and sometimes when you walk a guy to get to a guy who's a really good player, even though it's a fall ball league, they lock in. And now it looks like they might be making a pitching change maybe. Now they're going to leave Hector in. Yeah, no, they got some really good players. They got some of the best players out of Washington Park on this team. So it was a tall order if you're Drip to try to hang with them. And here comes Mike Long. And that ball is out of play. Well, I get the reason why they did it. Sets up a force out. There was only one out at the time, so they were probably hoping to get a ground ball, but Hector hasn't been as sharp as we're used to seeing him. Early in the game, he couldn't buy a high strike. And he flattened out a little bit. That pitch to Trey was a little on the flat side. And there's a little chopper. Camarillo, backhanded flip. They get the second out. Jason didn't handle it initially. The ball bounced right up to him. Made the backhand flip. 2 outs. Now it's little Dave Bradford. So it's going to be a tall order in the top of the 7th. They will have the top of their lineup coming up if you're a Drip fan. And little Dave, a sky-high long run for Brett, and he dropped it. Another run scores.
Jason, you can't get that? They picking on you, Jason.
20-9. So Brett was playing deep, maybe a little too deep. He had a long run. He got there. He's got his hat off right now. He's not happy with himself. And there's a swing and another base hit. As Mark comes through. And it brings up Wu. 20-9. Was 12-9 coming in.
Hey, you know what it is, folks.
When I was on the county line, I was in the yellow, I was in blue. The cops make a happy, yeah, I spend that on my shoes.
So here comes Wu now. And he rifles another hit. It's going to score a run 21. And now Mark is going to be out at the plate. But 21-9 as we head to a do or die top of the seventh. If you're a Drip fan, it's not looking good right now. But you do have the top coming up. So they need 12 to keep the game going, 13 to take a lead, anything less. And Wing Chun Ghost will be the 2024 Harrison Park Fall Ball Champions. So if you're Drip now, your job is just to stack singles and hits. You're not moving guys. You're not thinking. Right now, you're thinking your best ball, and you're trying to get a pitch and execute the swing. And Jason, a little inside-out swing. Mark won't get there, but it's out of play. And again, they got a couple of odd things at this park. You see that white looks like a stripe. That's actually concrete. And then they got that short embankment. So if you're a right fielder, this is a tricky park to play in. And talking to Manny Sanchez, if they had the money, he'd like to convince the park to take that concrete out. And there's an inside-out swing handled by the second baseman, Sherm, for the out. One down. Ghost 2 outs away. And here's Jeremy. And there's a little soft fly ball that's going to be handled in center by Vel. 1 out away. Brings up Ryan. So the big bottom of the 6th is taking all of the air out of the Drip squad. Takes that ball. And he hits it. This should do it. And that's it. Ghost wins the Harrison Park Fall Ball League. And you saw it live right here on SSA Facebook. We'll try to get a picture. Drip tried to make a game of it, but that bottom of the 6th put the final nail in the coffin, and Ghost wins. So we'll try to get him. Trey, we get you guys a picture? Yeah. So we're going to click off. We will put the pictures up later. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast live from Harrison Park. This is G.